It's right behind.
What do you see? What do you see?
It's right behind the tree.
I do actually hear something though.
Like over there?
Yeah.
That white thing over there?
Something on the tree.
There's another one there. That looks so fucking freaky.
Some camping encounters turn dangerous before the camper even understands why. One man woke to a stranger near his only exit, while another found buffalo tracks and leopard signs beside his tent. Which threat would make you leave first? On July 7th, 2026, Brennan Moore and his friends Reese and Jack traveled to the Skinwalker Ranch area in Utah. Brennan's channel follows unusual adventures, stealth camping, risky challenges, and mysterious locations. Their plan was to explore the property, but sudden weather, equipment problems, and disturbing discoveries quickly changed the trip.
Oh, you hear that? What are you hiding? Are there skinwalkers?
Let's try not saying the name out here.
What, skinwalkers? What should we call them then? Like diddlers or something?
I'm also brought all this other stuff in the car.
Is that a machete?
Electrocution, bro.
Bro,
Oh yeah?
nunchucks? What is that?
Bro, we got a katana.
Even right here, it says no drone zone. But low key, I'm wondering if we can get some sneaky drone footage out of here.
Drive far away enough where the cameras couldn't see me use my drone, but that's when I discovered why natives believe this land is cursed.
Yo, this wind like came out of nowhere.
Literally, it was clear skies. How do you think the drone's gonna do in this?
Hey, it's going to die down.
At the main entrance, an automated security system warned them away. They drove farther out and prepared to launch a drone. Although conditions had been calm, a dust storm suddenly formed. They later climbed over a barbed wire fence and entered the woods. After finding what looked like an animal bone or hoof, Brennan flew the drone near a cave beside the creek. The signal began lagging, forcing him to bring it back.
Let's shoot. Oh, it's barbed wire. All right, we literally have to hop the fence into Skinwalker Ranch. Boys, you are officially in Skinwalker Ranch. Ah, it's got me. Thank you. We are now sneaking onto Skinwalker Ranch. What is that?
That looks like a hoof. Holy, it is. It's all bone. Yeah.
I think this is Skinwalker bone.
From here on out, we do not say the name. Diddler.
Why aren't we supposed to say Skinwalkers here?
We do not give
But we want to see proof though. Skinwalker! Just running away. He's out of there.
We made our way deeper into the forest until we finally found an open area to fly my drone to find proof of Skinwalker.
We got the whole forest to check out. Tell me if you see any weird, like, oh, there's a lake here.
Ooh, we're definitely checking that out.
Dude, skinwalkers are literally hiding somewhere in this forest. This is creepy, dude. You guys see any animals or anything?
Know that.
Wait, is that a cave? Do you see that?
Did you just find a cave? That's a cave.
Whoa, what is in that cave?
That's a cave.
Bro. Wait. My drone's glitching out. You see it? It started lagging. It's lagging.
Wait.
There's some like activity going on near that cave, dude.
We gotta get
Oh shoot, I'm starting to lose my drone.
Are
It's
you
like
serious?
moving. It's moving on its own now. I'm not messing with you guys.
Wait,
Like, so I need to just fly it up higher because the closer I get to that cave, the less connection I get. There's something happening in that cave. I'm returning the drone home. I think it's directly behind us, actually. That's the direction of the cave. Holy crap, we gotta check that out. Okay, we're so cooked. Dude, there's the river and there's the tunnel. Wait, what the heck? What the heck? Look at this like weird inscription. I wonder why this cave was interfering with my drone. This literally looks like a place where a skinwalker would hide. What the heck is that? Look, it's like a nest. All those sticks don't just show up there naturally. Like something put that there. Wait. Oh my gosh, dude. That is a bone, dude. And didn't you say skinwalkers, they don't leave any meat on the bones? They clean it? Oh, wait, there's another. What the? Wait, oh. Shine it. Oh, never mind. I thought I saw a tail. Whoa. Wait.
Is that a bone?
It's a feather, but attached to it is bone. It's a full wing. You can see the bone is still on the wing. What?
A rat. Like, its body's like mangled, but its head's intact.
What?
That's messed up.
Oh, what the heck? I cannot show that. That is being blurred on YouTube. Whatever is living in these caves. Yeah. Definitely looks like it could be a den to a skinwalker. Okay. Wait.
Wait, what?
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Do not tell me that.
Shh. Up there, I just heard rocks move. I did. I swear. Yeah, if rocks are moving down there, I do not want to know what follows.
Inside the cave, they found wall markings, a nest-like pile of branches, animal bones, a bird wing, and a badly damaged dead rat. Then rocks moved somewhere deeper below them. Unable to see the source, they quickly left.
I got this idea from Matt Batista. Hopefully this baits out Skinwalkers. It's gonna work, right, Reese? I'm Skinwalker bait.
And you will stay 5 or 10 feet away from me.
Walking out and seeing if we can attract some Skinwalkers. Got the meat. Skinwalker, Skinwalker, Skinwalker. You heard something?
I swear.
Skinwalker, 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 party.
Y'all are gonna be the cause of me getting eaten if I fall behind, so might as well stick with the group.
That's right.
Wanna die?
Come on, Skinwalkers. I'm a juicy, meaty boy. Come and get me.
I understand it's the whole point of the video, but trust me, you do not want evidence. No.
All right, I think I'm gonna ditch the meat. Meat into the river. We don't want to actually attract bears.
It's right behind.
What do you see? What do you see?
It's right behind the tree.
I do actually hear something. Like over there?
Yeah.
That white thing over there?
No. You see, it's back there now. It's way further back. Shut the door. Shut the door. Did you not see that?
No.
Dude, we seriously saw it.
What do you see?
It was a dark figure. You like lean forward. It was a figure. It was moving around in the darkness. It just looked so weak.
You see it?
I saw something. Yeah.
You see it?
Yes, it's moving. Right there, like a little bit up and to the left of the tent. All the way. I see its eyes. I see its eyes. I see its eyes. It's right here where my light is. Right.
I saw it again. It moved. I think it went further away.
After dark, Brennan taped raw meat to his chest and entered the woods while calling for a Skinwalker. Reese and Jack soon noticed a dark shape and reflective eyes near camp. Everyone rushed into the vehicle.
Oh my gosh, I forgot I had my phone on me. I stepped away from the campfire to go back to the river where we threw the meat in, make it look like it, like break it apart like it was eaten or whatever, to make it look like a Skinwalker was there. And I think I found an actual corpse or something. I don't know. It's raining. Oh shoot. It's raining a little bit right now. Shoot. I think I found them. Okay, I just got back. I went back to the river and I was going to pull the meat out and I was going to break it apart, make it look like it was eaten and bring it back to you guys and freak you out.
Mhm.
I saw a decomposed animal carcass. I've never seen an animal like this before. You have to see it to believe it.
Brennan later returned alone to remove the meat because it might attract a bear. He became lost, but eventually reached the vehicle and described a decaying animal with a gray, three-toed foot. The group aimed their headlights and camera toward the creek. A pale object suddenly rose or splashed from the water, then vanished. They abandoned the tent and drove away. Reviewing the footage frame by frame still revealed no clear answer. Some viewers thought the movement was a fish or turtle, while others questioned whether the group had entered the protected ranch. Did they capture something unexplained? Or did darkness make an ordinary animal appear terrifying? In a video uploaded on August 3rd, 2026, Daniel from Hammock Mountain camped beneath a new bridge in Richlands, Virginia. His channel focuses on stealth camping and overnight stays in hidden places. After a crowded festival night, the narrow space seemed quiet and concealed. 5 a.m. A strong light reached his sleeping area, and someone began moving toward his only exit. With the town crowded by a music festival, Daniel struggled to find a hidden place to sleep. He eventually returned to a new bridge over the Clinch River near the railroad.
There's the bridge. I'm going down through here. It's going to be hard to get in here though. All right, here's a look under here before I crawl in. Not bad. I camped right over there. So tonight I think I'm going to camp right back in here. We'll see how it is. All right, let's go. Don't do what I do. I'm a professional stealth camper. This is dumb. That's a bad idea. Man, I am dirty. I'm filthy. At least right here, I can look down and I can see the edge. If anybody's trying to come in on me or whatever, it'd be hard for them to get around under that. Put my ground sheet down. Oh, Granddaddy Longlegs. We don't like you, dude. Get out of there. I'm sleeping under a bridge. No tent, no hammock, just a ground sheet, an air mattress, and a new sleeping bag, and my fan, and my chair, my stove, and all. I always bring all kinds of stuff. Tonight I'm fixing a hiker meal, just because it's quick and I'm hungry. Cars going across, they're loud. I just hope nobody comes down here. If they do, I'll tell them it's my spot. This thing will work with any size and any kind of sleeping pad. It may be just a little bit too long for this one. Nope, look at that, it fit. So what happens here is you take this and you tighten it up. I'm gonna finish eating this, and then I'm gonna grab the camera. I'm gonna go for my late night walk. And I like to make sure who's roaming around the area late at night. So I'll take you with me.
He crawled through a low, gravel-covered opening into a cramped space beneath the bridge. With no room for a tent or hammock, he laid out a ground sheet, an air mattress, and a sleeping bag. After briefly filming the river, a passing train, and the festival cleanup, Daniel returned, made coffee, and prepared to sleep. He set an alarm for 6 a.m. so he could leave before the rain.
Okay, it is 5 a.m. and I've just been woke up by a bright light from the other end of the bridge. So there's somebody up under that end. They were shining light this way. I don't know if they're coming down this way or not. They was definitely shining a bright light straight at me. It's 5 a.m. anyway. I do believe I am going to pack up and head out, because all they have to do is walk across the bridge and come in right here. I've been sitting here with my hand on my tactical flashlight, waiting for somebody to stick their head under here. 1 hour shy of what I was going to sleep, so I believe I'm leaving an hour early, because there's no way I can go back to sleep with the possibility that some crackhead's going to stick their head up under here with me. I'm going to go ahead and pack some stuff up. I don't want to turn the light on because I don't want them coming down here to investigate. Now I do have to be quiet. Alright, they turned their lights off now. Or either they went out from under the bridge. That means they're possibly coming across over here. And it's dark, and it is hard to pack up in the dark. Their light was bright enough that it woke me up. I don't even know if you can hear me, but I don't want anybody slipping in on me. So it's time to go. Alright, let me get my shoes on. Alright, y'all bear with me. I'm trying to watch my back while I fold everything up and put everything up. It may get interesting here in a second. I hear them talking, walking across the bridge. It'd be nice to be able to see in the dark. I don't know if you can see me or not, but I don't know where they went. They were on the bridge. All the lights are there. They had a flashlight down there. That light's off. And I heard them on the bridge. I watched them climb out from under that end of the bridge. I just don't want anybody sneaking up behind me while I'm trying to fold this ground sheet up. It's about 15 after 5 now. It's still really dark. Okay, now maybe you can see just a little bit. I've got a really dim light on. Alright, now maybe I can see how to fold up my ground sheet. Alright, bear with me just a second, and we'll be out of here.
At 5:00 a.m., a powerful flashlight beam entered the space and woke him. Daniel grabbed his tactical flashlight but kept it off, unsure if he had been seen. He packed quietly in darkness while footsteps and voices echoed around the bridge.
Hey, don't come in here. I advise you just go the other way. There was a guy right there at the end. He was fixing to crawl up under here. I think I surprised him. I don't think he knew I was here, because he jumped. Let me make sure I got everything. Alright, I hope he's not sitting right outside, but I'm headed out. I'm not staying under here. I think I jinxed myself the other day when I said it takes a whole lot to make me leave a camp. Well, this is one of the things. Man.
Then a man approached the entrance and appeared ready to crawl into Daniel's corner. With only one narrow exit, Daniel had almost no room to escape. He warned the stranger not to enter. The man jumped back surprised anyone was inside and quickly left.
Alright. We're just gonna go a little bit at a time, because I gotta crawl out of here. I think I startled that dude though. I don't think he expected anybody to be under here. But now I gotta be super careful climbing out of here. Man, this is definitely sketchy. I don't know where he went. Hang on, let me turn you around.
Daniel did not leave immediately. He waited, listened, and checked the entrance before crawling out with his backpack. Outside, he repeatedly looked behind him and swept his flashlight across the dark areas near the bridge. When the path seemed clear, he hurried to the parking lot and returned to his truck. Even with his stealth camping experience, Daniel admitted the encounter frightened him and made the location feel far more dangerous than expected. The first light may have come from a police patrol, while the stranger may have regularly used the space. Either way, Daniel was trapped inside a narrow dead end. Was the man searching for Daniel, or simply returning to a familiar shelter? Carrie Ann is a California photographer who enjoys hiking and horseback riding whenever she has free time. On June 23, 2026, her daughter was visiting from Idaho, so the two decided to take a horseback ride together and enjoy the sunset and the surrounding scenery. While riding just off Highway 97, Carrie Ann started a Facebook live stream to show the area and share how much fun they were having. Then the mood suddenly changed. What had begun as a peaceful family outing now felt unexpectedly unsettling. Strange sounds and voices began coming from somewhere they could not identify, making both women increasingly uneasy.
Where is that coming from? It's like it's way over there, but it's also right here. Oh my God.
They looked around and tried to understand what could be producing the noises. After searching briefly, they discovered dozens of flower-shaped speakers scattered nearby. Many appeared to be active and were playing the strange audio they had heard.
Oh my God. This is straight apocalyptic. Somebody is summoning something here. What is happening? What is happening right now? Okay. No. Pretty sure Jordan and I just stumbled across a live Lemurian conference call. Sorry for interrupting. Not trust for you. I am sitting here freaking out because I thought this bag of trash was talking to me, and everything you were saying was coming over the Bluetooth speaker in my bag.
Each speaker produced something different. Some played sounds that resembled chanting. Others gave off white noise, and several were silent. The discovery disturbed them because they could not understand why anyone would place so many speakers there or what purpose they were supposed to serve. They left the spot and continued their ride. Later, Carrie Ann shared the recording across her social media accounts. Thousands of viewers reacted with confusion, saying they had never encountered anything similar and offering many theories about why the speakers were there. Several people asked her to return after dark and check whether the sounds would continue. Carrie Ann did exactly that.
Jordan and I went on a ride, and we just came across this noise that we heard. We're going up this hill, and you can hear it in the background. I'm going to show you. It's a little freaking creepy. Hold on. It's creepy. There's a mountain. And look there is another 100 of them out there. But it's like this Lemurian beacon system. I have no idea. Somebody put a lot of effort into this.
According to her, the speakers did not use Bluetooth. Instead, each device contained recordings that had been loaded directly onto it. The comment sections quickly filled with reactions that matched what many viewers were feeling. Some described the sounds as hellish, while others called the discovery concerning and deeply disturbing. Around 90% of the comments also referred to the movie Hoppers. Carrie Ann had not seen it, so she did not understand the connection people were making. One possible explanation was that the speakers had been installed to keep wildlife away from the area. However, Carrie Ann could not confirm whether that theory was correct. A few days after uploading the first recording, she returned again and learned that the speakers were sitting on private property.
You are the representative of God for our spiritual elevation. Obey and love God Almighty, the Most High, the greatest, for world vegan, world peace, and our soul liberation.
The entire setup still looked far from normal and created a deeply uncomfortable feeling. Their flower-shaped design made the situation seem even stranger, especially because nobody appeared to know who had installed them or why they were playing those recordings. Were the speakers meant to repel animals, support some private activity, or serve a purpose no one watching had considered yet? Folkers Herhold is a survival expert from South Africa who spends nights alone in some of the continent's dangerous wilderness. His channel follows solo survival tests in the untamed African bush, with no crew, no support, only him and whatever the wild chooses to place nearby. Leopards, buffalo, and apex predators could bring any night to an early end. But in this recording, on the night of June 23rd, 2026, deep in the closery area outside Kruger National Park, the bush brought him something he had not expected. There were two threats, and neither waited until he was asleep.
I think it's time to get a bit of wood together. It's really weird. There are these dark clouds here. It feels like summer. Very strange. Very strange. It's middle of winter. There's a warm wind blowing. Feels like summer. And it looks like it might rain. That's insane.
While he was setting up camp, the wind suddenly became violent. It felt unusually warm and completely out of place for the middle of a South African winter. The bush follows its own rhythm, with patterns of sound and movement that experienced survivalists learned to understand. But this was different. The surroundings had begun to change before anything could be seen. Even the air felt truly wrong.
Back in business, tent is fixed. I really wanted to do that because if the wind picks up tonight and that tent pin is broken, it will stick right through the tent and the tent might collapse.
Darkness arrived as the wind reached its peak. At the same time, all sound vanished. The usual noises of the bush, including moving grass, distant animals, and smaller sounds that reveal where something is and how closely it may be approaching, were buried beneath the wind. He cooked beside the fire in a place where wild animals can kill, yet he could no longer hear anything moving toward him.
Yeah, there's some monkeys right here. Yeah, they're not too happy, eh? And that's where that leopard walks. That's right here. Just keep an eye out for that.
Then the monkeys began making alarm calls. The cries were frantic, continuous, and came from directly above a known animal path in the African bush. That warning usually carries one clear meaning. A predator is nearby. Something dangerous enough to cause such a strong reaction was moving close to his campsite. It was most likely a leopard. He could not see it, and the wind prevented him from hearing it, but the behavior around him made its presence clear.
What is out there? We never know what nature offers you, but for now, I'm gonna call it a night and climb into bed. So I'm in my tent, in bed, comfortable, and this is insane. It feels so cool. I did hear something here, though. There's something very close. I'm gonna sleep under the stars now. Not really. Under African skies, in a tent. Until later, if I hear anything, I will obviously record it, even if it's just audio. But for now, I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Later, from inside the tent, he listened to heavy footsteps. They were not far away. They were right beside the campsite, moving past him on the opposite side of a thin sheet of fabric. He remained perfectly still and waited for the animal to leave. When morning arrived, he stepped outside and discovered what the darkness had concealed. Huge buffalo tracks covered the ground directly beside the tent. A herd had settled down only inches from where he had slept. Nearby, another sign was impossible to mistake: the sharp, territorial odor of fresh cat urine along the camp's edge. The leopard had also been there. Both threats had moved through the darkness, while he stayed motionless behind the canvas and waited for sunrise. This was not simply a close call. It was the real thing. Which animal do you think placed him in greater danger that night? Connor, the creator behind Explorer Returns, uploaded this video on March 27th, 2026. Anyone familiar with his channel knows what he does. He visits places most people would rather avoid, not by mistake or ignorance, but by choice, with his camera recording and a clear idea of what may be waiting there. Before traveling to this location, Connor found a Facebook post written by someone who had recently visited the same area. That person reported seeing suspicious figures around the footpath. The next day, another post appeared from a different visitor in the same place. She claimed that people had rushed from the hedges and robbed her. 2 separate visits, but both stories pointed toward the same disturbing pattern. Most people would have taken those warnings as a reason to stay away. Connor saw them as a reason to investigate. He brought 2 friends, Ross and Adam. The 3 men chose a spot near the footpath.
Behind the tree. They're fucking staring at us. He keeps looking back at us. Yeah, he's just stood there. He's kneeling down. He's creeping back up on us. Guys, come out the tent a sec and look at this, what I'm seeing. He's over there and he's like creeping around out there. Whereabouts? Down there.
Arranged their equipment and waited. They did not wait long. Someone was watching them. A lone figure stood some distance away, neither coming closer nor turning away. The person simply remained there, observing them. That moment creates a feeling of unease. You realize that someone has been watching without your knowledge. Even worse, they understand that you have noticed them, yet they continue staring. It is not quite fear. It is the moment before fear, when your body senses danger while your mind still searches for an innocent explanation.
There's another one, there's another person. There's 2 people. They're not talking to each other, so they're not part of the same. I think it's just a regular guy walking past. I just heard something that way. He's smoking. Yeah, there's 2 of them. I don't know, because he's gonna come back. Oh, he's coming back. He's smoking. I reckon that's the one. No, that's not the one. Yeah, it's not. The one we're looking for has got a blue hoodie, and And he normally comes down to hang at this lamppost right
This
here.
guy's coming now.
No, he's stopping. What's he doing? He's looking for something.
One person watching was troubling enough, but Connor and his friends soon realized the figure was not alone. More people were nearby, and all of them appeared to be watching. The group moved slowly back and forth along the footpath. They never approached directly, but they never completely disappeared either. For over 40 minutes, they paced across the same area while Connor and his friends followed every movement, lowered their voices, and stayed where they were. Eventually, the strangers left. Another hour passed without anything happening. For a moment, it seemed the situation might be over.
What is he doing? What is he doing? That looks so fucking freaky. He's just stood there fucking... Fuck off. There's another person over there. Oh shit. So there's a second one. It must be him. He's got a balaclava up. He's got a balaclava up above his face. We're surrounded. There's one over there. There's another one further down.
It was not. The same group returned and took similar positions. One person was now wearing a balaclava, and several figures had spread out on different sides of the campsite. Connor and his friends lowered themselves, remained still, and spoke in near whispers. There's a specific pressure that comes from watching people circle around you in darkness while pretending they cannot see you. Your body becomes quiet. All you can do is watch, wait, and hope they leave again. Eventually, they did. Adam had experienced enough and quietly went home. Connor and Ross stayed longer, considering whether holding their position made sense. It did not. Remaining there no longer felt brave. It felt stubborn. Do you think the strangers planned to rob them? Or were they only trying to frighten them away? Paranormal Walks is a British channel run by one investigator who mixes wild camping with paranormal research. He travels alone into woodlands, stays with gear, and carries equipment for spirit communication. His videos are careful and driven by curiosity. He takes unexplained events seriously without exaggerating them. Usually, he returns with strange audio, unusual moments, and a decent sleep. But on June 10th, 2024, he entered Cannock Chase Woodland in England, choosing the location for its isolation. What reacted to his equipment that night was something he did not expect, and the activity continued after he entered his tent.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while. Actually done a wild camp a few weeks back. I just never videoed it. I've done quite a few. I just never thought about videoing it until now. Maybe, I brought the ghost hunting stuff with me, just in case, my glasses keep falling off my face.
He prepared a live stream experiment with Paul from Ranger Packs. Then the motion-activated cat balls began flashing in darkness. Nothing touched them. No visible cause appeared, and he could not identify anything that might have triggered them. Meanwhile, faint voices seemed to whisper close to him. He repeatedly called into the darkness, explaining that he meant no harm. Something appeared to be affecting the equipment, although the camera could not show what it was.
I heard a McDonald's song then. Or a whistle, something anyway. Spirits, can you make this tap ball? Spirits, can you make this? What? It doesn't hurt. Just to do that. Just to prove that you're around.
Later, with the camera off, he was awakened by a heavy rustling against the walls of the tent. The sound was loud, continuous, and beside the nylon, it was not distant. Whatever caused it seemed pressed against the fabric. Whether it was an animal or something else could not be known before sunrise. While checking the campsite the next morning,
Paul did mention to give a look out for anything around my camp in the morning. I did see something. I did tell Paul that I didn't see anything, but after a second look round, I found a piece of paracord with, I think it was a piece of wood, shaved piece of wood, hanging from the tree. But I didn't notice it last night. I didn't notice it first thing this morning. Only when I was doing my clear up one more time, I noticed it. Somewhere over there, that's where I was. As I head down here, this is the spot, just where the trees are, over the path. Something marching towards me. It feels completely different in the day. It's lovely, to be honest, in the daytime around Castle Ring.
He noticed an object hanging from a branch above the place where his tent had stood. It was paracord attached to a shaved piece of wood. The object looked carved, intentional, and placed. He had walked beneath it while setting up camp, then slept under it for hours without seeing it. The events formed a disturbing sequence. Motion sensors activated without contact. Whispering came from the darkness. An unidentified sound moved through the trees ahead. Heavy rustling pressed against the tent walls around midnight. Above him hung a carved wooden object tied with cord. It may have been placed there while he slept, or it may have remained overhead throughout the night. Neither possibility felt comforting. He pushed through thick brambles toward his car, with a mile of woodland between him and the road. During the walk, he reflected on how one night could change his feelings about returning alone. Wild camping was familiar, but visiting Cannock Chase with ghost hunting equipment and calling into the darkness by himself was something he did not want to repeat. Was the object there all night? Or did someone approach while he slept? That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story, share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.